Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at Ala 2200's Odd Rogue. We are deep into the Boomsday expansion, trying to find out what the powerful decks are, and Ala 2200 has brought us less of a new, interesting deck, and more of a take on an old archetype, and that archetype is Odd Rogue, a deck we are very familiar with. So I'm interested to see if this one change does bring something new to the deck. In case you're not familiar, Odd Rogue, based around Baku the Moon Eater. All of our cards have to be odd, but we do get an upgraded hero power, and the upgraded rogue hero power is extremely strong. It equips a 2/2 dagger, which means that early on in the game we can control the board very well, particularly against other zoo decks, other minion-based aggressive decks. But we do suffer a little bit against those more controlling decks. So what we're going to try and do is get under our opponent, kill them quickly before we get to the late game, where we're pretty likely to lose. So in order to go along with that plan, we have a sweet selection of 1-drops, a sweet as it were. Argent Squire, Diamol, Firefly, Southsea Deckhand, combined with Cold Blood and Deadly Poison. Deadly Poison, very good with our 2/2 dagger, allows us to trade upwards into, you know, those big taunt druid minions, tar creepers, these things like that. Makes them a lot easier to cut down, or even in the mirror we can start killing things like hench clan thugs and vicious fledglings. So that's great, and Cold Blood is a very nice card against a lot of these very passive decks. We can get an early Cold Blood onto a Firefly or an Argent Squire, even a Diamol, and really start putting some hurt into our opponent's face. Moving on to the 3-drop slot, we've got a very typical suite of the 3-drops here. Blink Fox, a single Edwin, hench clan thug, SI7, vicious fledgling. All these are almost auto includes in this archetype. And in this 3-drop slot is where you see a lot of people experimenting with a lot of tech cards. These Iron Beak Owls, these the guy that gives Poisonous, Void Ripper, tar creepers and things like that. Just the one tar creeper in here, so the tech for a bit more of an aggressive metagame. But I think we could swap this over to an Iron Beak Owl at the moment. We'll see how we go. Onto the 5-drop slots. This is where things start changing around. Fungal Mancer, Leroy, Vilespine, all very typical. Usually here we'll see maybe Cobalt Scalebane or something like that. But instead we've got the new card, Giggling Inventor, a 5-mana 2/1. On Battlecry summons 2 1/2 mechs with Taunt and Divine Shield. So summons 2 Annoyatrons. And this card is pretty fantastic. For 5 mana we get 4/5 worth of stats. Very resilient though, with both of those mechs having Divine Shield. Combines very well with our Cold Blood and Fungal Mancer, and actually really helps protect our hench clan thugs and vicious fledglings from hero powers like Rogue and Druid, or from minions trading into them. So I think this Giggling Inventor might be pretty legit in this deck, especially compared to what it's replacing. So like I said, Cobalt Scalebane, Greenskin, these types of things. And then at the end we got Baku, which we have to play. Otherwise we don't get our sweet new hero power. So we're going to jump into some games and see how we go.
Valera versus Mecha Jaraxxus.
Alright, we're against the Warlock here. So pretty interesting matchup, depending on what it is. If it is Zoo, we'd be more confident in that matchup, I think. Although if it's even Warlock, it's a lot about playing around board clears and applying enough pressure to our opponent. I think we want a different 1-drop. I think we want a different 1-drop. Haven't seen any of these Zoo Warlocks playing Crystallizer yet. The new 1-mana 1/3 that deals you 5 damage, but you gain 5 armor.
We have turned our curse
Odd. Okay.
into our strength.
So this deckhand's not as bad. Not as bad against Odd Paladin. You can start getting some damage in. Okay, because we drew the Thug, gonna dagger up and not attack. If they have an acidic swamp ooze for us, that's fine. We'll gladly dagger up again and kill it.
The end is coming!
It's a really, really frustrating one. Without the cold blood, we can't kill it. So I guess we're just going to
here we go.
Get in. At least this means we're not eating a mountain giant. If our opponent wants to tap lower, they do. The Monculus.
The light. Here we go.
Job's done.
They got a Hellfire here, they can get it clear. If not, ooh. They could even have a... they can't have too good of a file. Yeah. El Gigante. I think we'll just go for the Fungalmancer here. Get our value while we can have it. And get some big damage on our opponent. Especially with the SI, the dagger, we're in the right position. Five. Still have lethal right now. If they have a Hooked Reaver, could be pretty dangerous for us without a Vile Spine. So I don't think I'll dagger this turn. I think we'll just go... Do we go Fledgling SI? Or do we go Blink Fox SI?
This guy's toast.
I fight.
Alright, what you got? The other Spellstone, just for 3.
The Brotherhood shall prevail. Lights
I
out.
fight.
Six Van Cleef here. Our opponent can't have Godfrey. Can have Twisting Nether though. Youch. That's pretty good. This one is also... and we'll save this Flame Elemental as a combo activator for Vile Spine.
Here we go.
Also means we don't get murdered by Defile.
Warriors of the frozen.
Okay, come on. Vile Spine off the top. Reward me! If we put it here, 4 and 3.
So many options.
Mushroom power!
Civ!
Here we go.
Now I don't think we need to save this to activate Vile Spine, because we can play Blood Queen. It's a close one here. Especially if they manage to survive through the next turn, and they have Gul'dan. They've had one Vulgar Homunculus though. So if they had like Twisting Nether here, Shadow Flame. Well played.
Here we go.
We got it. Whew. I think that was a lot closer than what that first half of the game really indicated. Opponent almost turned the corner. So, whew, spicy one to start with.
We'll survive.
Okay. Up against the Paladin. Have a reasonable opener, but unfortunately mulliganed into
The pleasure is mine.
mulliganed into Baku, so we're kind of playing a card down here. Maybe our opponent also drew
The
their
light
Baku.
dims, but we fight.
A blessing him like that? Okay. Opponent going ham.
Here we go.
That actually might be a way that might let us back into this game. Like our opponent using resources like that. What is this? You didn't want to hero power? Opponent, yeah. Opponent kind of bleeding resources here, which is I don't think where you want to be in this matchup especially.
Here we go.
I imagine if they had the Blessing of Might here, they could be like, Blessing of Might, kill your thing, hero power.
Out of my jungle!
Vile Spine, okay, plenty of activators too. Do we want to get aggressive? I think we do.
Hold it!
Here we go.
Holy Light indeed. They have to have the maul, but they might not have the right maul.
Reporting for duty.
Like if they had the one that gives Divine Shield or something, they really wouldn't want to have played it that turn. It's actually a pretty interesting draw because it lets us kill some more of these Silverhand recruits, which is definitely what we want to do. But it gives us no enabler for this Vile Spine.
Options. The light protects me.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Here we go.
Guess we could have traded, like we could have hit one of these Silverhand recruits with the Hench Clan Thug. Would make this level up so anemic. What? Opponent making some weird decisions. I guess it's fine. Gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, our opponent just like using those resources early on. Don't think it paid off for them.
The victory is yours.
We got him. I think that matchup usually goes in the favor of Odd Paladin. I think that deck grinds a lot better than Odd Rogue, and that's usually the situation that you get. So, happy to pull out a win there. Definitely happy to pull out a win. Okay. Here against the Druid, the Psychotog.
Watch
Our opponent,
your
the
back.
3-mana creature of Myth. I think we'll keep this Fledgling. It's one of our better cards against Druid, because it requires an immediate answer. If our opponent kind of spends too much time goofing around, we might be able to get a couple of hits in. Outside of that, it usually does get a swipe out of our opponent's hand. Something like that, which is, especially with this kind of draw, is exactly what we want. Leave our dagger up so we can get a couple of hits on with the Thug if we need to. Alright, let's see if they've got it. Because sometimes they don't have it. And it's a pretty good feeling. Like Wrath. That kind of sucks. We really wanted to use a swipe if they had it. Because this just helped put this Thug out of range. Do we go for the Blink Fox instead? Yeah. I think we're going to go for the Blink Fox. Ooh. That's a pretty good one.
Here we go.
It's a really good one. Like, as it stands, if they don't do anything about this board, fire this off. There's the swipe. Okay.
Folks, who comes there?
Here we go.
See if they have the second swipe for the true blowout. No. Armor. Ah, they have the Spellstone. No, you draw first, then armor, in case you draw the Spellstone. Another Thugger.
Folks, who comes there?
Yeah, we'll get this SI7 down.
Here we go.
Want to make sure we have a nice whiteboard for our Soul Forest or our Fungal. Nourish Coin Swipe. Ugh. We are getting truly druided. A true druiding. Well, let's hope they are out of gas.
Lights out.
Here we go.
Yeah, especially with a draw like that where they've hit both swipes. Oh, UI. Okay. They've hit both swipes, got a rash, got a skeleton as well. Like, those are definitely the games that we lose.
Here we go.
This Soul of the Forest will help keep us on the board. We can get a big Fungal Mancer down. Maybe with a bit of luck, like some South Sea deckhands or some Leroys, we might be able to punch through. But if our opponent has like another branching paths here for 12 armor, Furian's kind of close to that. Hey, and the hero power too. Yuck. Wrong turn, Vilespine. Wrong turn.
Mushroom power!
Here we go.
Ugh. Maybe we'll draw Baku and we can play this giant anaconda. Have it die. Slam that Baku into play.
Here we go.
Give this game like 1 or 2 more turns. I think if this was a game of Magic, I would say to my opponent, like, if you have the branching paths, I will concede.
Your magic shall not save me.
Come on. Your opponent is playing pretty conservatively here. Or maybe not. I guess conservatively would be like hero powering for
Well played.
hero powering for armor every turn. I give up. Alright. Let's go back, take a look at the deck. Honestly, I can't pick too many problems with it. I think the Giggling Inventor is okay. Giggles are so rude, yeah, especially being on the other side of it. Oh my gosh. But I think Giggling Inventor in Rogue, it has some legitimacy. I don't know if it's going to be 2, or maybe it's just the 1 of, or something like that. But Old Rogue's still good, still great in those minion-based matchups. I think we'd change the tech cards here. I'd like to see this as an Iron Beak Owl. I think we need a little bit of a couple more ways to punch through those big taunts, or to mess up our opponent assembling a giant mechanical menace. But I think Tar Creep is still good. And yeah, we'll see in a couple of weeks if Giggling Inventor is legit or if it is not legit. If you are watching this video over on YouTube, all the links will be down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. If you do like the deck, give it a +1 and leave a nice, thoughtful comment with if you think this deck needs any changes, or if you love the deck or anything like that. You'll also find down below a link to all my social media, including a link to Twitter, which is the best place to catch me. If you've got any sweet decks or some sweet plays from Boomsday, feel free to fire them through. And until next time, I do hope you all stay wavy and have a good one. Bye.